You are listening to the Space-Tastic Mysteries podcast. We are in the middle of the SpaceBase LVN novel, the second series now called Strange Phenomena, which is the second novel in Anna Gale Line's SpaceBase LVN series. This is episode 19, The Upheaval. If you have not subscribed, do so now, and if you are on YouTube, hit the bell to be notified of new episodes.
I woke up with a start, pulled myself out of bed and moved out the doors and down the hallway. "I don't know, Johnny. I think there is something wrong with her," I heard Drew say. "She isn't herself. She is tired all the time. I know she is pregnant and the Revantio, but it is like she is tired mentally and emotionally as well. I wonder if feeling other people's emotions is wearing on her. We aren't as romantic as we have been 2-3 weeks ago. I think she has lost interest in me." I racked my brain trying to recall what I did to give him that impression. I came up empty. I'd have to ask him about that later. All the kids came at me at once. Samantha asked, "Can we all go up to the entertainment level? We will catch dinner at Obsidian before we go. Dad made some chicken dish, but..." I watched them wrinkled their noses. "Okay, but be home by 2200 hours. Sharp," I advised them, listening to them complain about how it was Friday night, and they should be able to stay out later. "No, Dax and Dylan's bedtime is at 2230 hours. Now if you, Samantha, want to escort them home, then stay out until 2330 hours, okay, but Dax and Dylan have to be home by 2200. The kids stomped toward the living room area, complaining to each other about how mean I was. I followed them and crossed the living room to the kitchen. I made myself a grilled cheese sandwich, poured myself a glass of lemonade and brought them to the couch where I activated the terminal within the coffee table. I didn't know what I was missing. She said everything was connected to the case, right? I made a list of everything we knew before messaging Reed to look for what the people left when they took over the computer system. I messaged Drew to do what Mama said. I felt my head start throbbing. I dropped my head into my hands until it subsided. Then I continued to comb over all the notes I made about Mama's journal pages. I barely heard Drew ask if I was okay as I flashed on a scene. "Stop, Renata. Haven't you caused us enough trouble by playing federal agent?" I heard my father say. I could see him on the beach with Mama. She would take a step back as he would take a step forward. "You disappear at all hours of the night. You leave me to tend to all these brats you gave birth to." Their fighting continued for the next few minutes before she walked away, and he shot her in the back several times. I started to visibly shake. Anger built inside me. "You killed my mother." Nothing. I couldn't seem to connect to him. I knew he wasn't hearing me. "Chip, what VIP quarters is Jack Madrid in?" "Mr. Madrid is in VIP quarters Lima," came the computer's response. "Shall I alert him that you want to speak with him?" I shook my head and said with grave deliberation, "Chip, no, thank you. It will take out the element of surprise." I packed the terminal into the coffee table again before I stood. I headed to the doors. "Where are you going, Alex? You are supposed to be resting. After I confront him, I am going to kill him. I was raised without a mother because of him. I saw it in his memory. I think something is wrong with our connection though. I tried to get a hold of him, but I am not connecting." "Don't you think that is because you are so angry? I see it radiating off you." "I don't know, maybe. I just have to know why he did it. Why did he kill my mother?" "Jack killed your mother," Johnny demanded, raising his eyebrows. "He has accused me of killing her for years, and it was him?" "He killed her? How do you know?" "I saw it in his memory." "Yes, but," Drew injected, holding my gaze, "we do not know if he is the real Jack, and we don't know if he was possessed by one of these beings, and if the being killed your mother, how are we going to prove it? It would be Jack who pulled the trigger." I took a deep breath, willing myself to calm down, realizing Drew could be right. It could have been a being that killed Mama in my father's body. "You could be right, but I just had a disagreement with her a few minutes ago, and it is still fresh in my mind." "Disagreement with your mother?" Johnny posed, eyeing me. "About what?" "About my tendency to need to rescue people. She told me I cannot rescue Allie, and that I should let Allie live in the vacation house. I thought Allie could find herself here with us, but apparently, we would be too much a distraction." "I can see her point," Drew confirmed, meeting my gaze. There is a lot to do here, and you do tend to need to rescue people. When he caught the look on my face, he put his hand up. Not that it is a bad thing when you are physically trapped or if someone is in danger. However, Allie may need solitary time to contemplate her life choices, and may not need you trying to fix things like you always do. Johnny added, looking between Drew and me several times, you are a great leader and agent because of your need to rescue people. It is not a bad quality. It just might not be useful in this situation. The way Mama said it, I returned, rolling my eyes, she definitely meant it as a bad thing. She tried to backpedal and say I was too much like her, but how would I know if that is true? I don't even look like her. I look like my father. I got nothing from Renata Camry. Johnny shook his head and decided, that is not true. From what I've seen, you act a lot like her. You definitely got her personality and work ethic. Watching you work on this, deal with Tony and Drew and your kids, it was like watching your mother. You have her cockiness and confidence. She thought she could do it all like you do. And I am betting because you two are so alike. That is why you two bumped heads. I paced the living area a few times. I think I am going to see what is in the vacation house. I am going to take a few hours tomorrow and go visit it, so that I can find out what is there that is going to lead us to solve this case. I actually feel like I could use some time away from here. Johnny posed, catching my eye, can I come with you? Like I said, your mother and I spent a lot of time there. I think that I can help you find whatever clues we need. I sighed, then turned to Drew when he opened his mouth. No, you cannot come. I need someone to stay with the children. They already think I am the mean parent because I am enforcing their curfew. But you are. I get that I am pregnant, Drew. You do not have to frickin' remind me every 10 minutes. Let's get this straight. Just as I refused to stop working during my other pregnancies, I am refusing during this one. There is no reason for me to do so. Just because I am going through the Revantio too does not mean you get to dictate what I do and do not do. Alex, I am only looking out for you. You do not know how to take care of yourself. If you didn't have me, you would have killed our children with all your unnecessary risks. That has got to be the most horrible thing you have ever said to me. I am done. We are done, I said, throwing up my hands. I'm taking the bedroom. You can take the guest bedroom. I turned to Johnny and decided, I am leaving for the vacation house at 0500 hours. If you are still coming with me, meet me in Hangar Bay Alpha. As I headed down the hallway, I heard Drew remark, I don't understand why she is so mad. What is wrong with her? Johnny replied, I was wondering what is wrong with you. You told your wife if it weren't for you, she would have killed those children. That is the most insensitive thing you could have said to her, for a woman like her. Telling her that you don't believe she can take care of herself and would have killed her children without you, is the highest form of betrayal outside of cheating. In fact, cheating might actually be more forgivable. Obviously, Drew countered, you must see that she is in the wrong. She takes too many risks like she did jumping into Command Central and fighting with people. She was saving the lives of the people on the LVN and that includes your children. I have watched her for many years. She does not take unnecessary risks. Her utmost priority is keeping everyone on the LVN safe. You two were on 2 separate assignments when she was pregnant with all the other children, and the children survived. Your need to be right is about to cost you your marriage. I think long and hard about how you want to play things. She is wrong, and you are wrong for believing her. She has got you brainwashed. That's when I realized something else was going on and messaged Dr. Feynman to do a complete workup on Drew and to make sure to do a scan on the cellular level. He agreed Drew had been acting strange. I returned to the bedroom and started to pack. At 0500, I met Johnny dressed in jeans, a white muscle shirt under a black leather jacket outside of Hangar Bay Alpha. I have Dr. Feynman doing a complete workup on Drew. There is something wrong with him, Johnny agreed, heading into the Hangar Bay. I followed him. I started doing my mental checklist, moving around the spacecraft. Finally, I moved into the vehicle to see Johnny strapped into the co-pilot seat in the cockpit. We will get underway in a few minutes. I know this cafe on India 7 that makes the most delicious peacockcochi. It's a breakfast food that I am craving right now. If you are okay with it, I would like to have breakfast there. It will be nice to have some again. It has been decades since I ate at that cafe near the vacation house. She used to take you there? To Caxa di Pus? I guess that's the name. The one with the courtyard across the street. There is a fountain in the middle of the courtyard. I nodded. Yeah, that's the one. I slipped behind the helm and did my pre-flight routine. I forgot Mama used to take us there. I have forgotten a lot about her. Sometimes I will get a whiff of a certain perfume, and it will remind me of her. I will hear a certain song, and I will think of her, but, for the most part, I don't remember a lot about her. I was too young. I will never forget her. The way she wore her hair. The way her eyes danced when she was excited. The way she had to rescue people like you do. The way she knew when I was lying, or your father was. The way she had a hard time trusting, and when she trusted you, you felt like you were special to her. Johnny, help me solve this. I don't ask for help easily, but I need your help. I need to know who murdered my mother, and whether it really was my father. I turned the helm on. He nodded and prompted, "Are you really done with Drew?"
You have been listening to the Space-Tastic Mysteries podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Anna Gale, you can go to AnnaGaleLines.com. It's ANNAGAILLYNES.com. And there you can download the first book in the SpaceBase LVN series called The Last Chance Station for free. You can also buy her other science fiction books on the website, Amazon, BN.com, Lulu, and many other online outlets. Also sign up for the newsletter to keep updated as to what's going on in the world of the Anna Gale Lines podcast, her motivational podcast that helps women live significant lives, and Space-Static Mysteries podcast. Follow her on social media, Lady Anna Gale on TikTok, Anna Gale Lines on Twitter, and Anna Gale Lines Artist on Instagram. Join our Facebook page at facebook.com/author Anna Gale. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being you.